What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Not that there's
What's
any
up,
ladies
people?
here.
Yeah, that sexy ass Aaron's here.
Whew.
I'm gonna do a stream with him this weekend.
Oh,
He's never
nice.
streamed before, so I was, hey, wanna hop on and stream with me? Let's do it.
Nice. I'll be around. I'll hang out in the chat.
Yeah, come hang out. Hell, if you want to join, come join us. Probably. I mean, as long as he's cool with it, I don't see why
Yeah,
he
makes
wouldn't
no
be.
difference. Makes no never mind to me. You got to get rid of this micro bevel on this. The guy hates it. It's funny that
Yeah,
all the stuff this week, and then the guy
yeah, with
brings
the
me the
micro
micro
bubble thing.
beveled knife, and it's like, dude, I hate it. You got to get this off here
That's funny.
because it feels sharp, but it doesn't cut for shit. You know, it's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, if they're too obtuse, they won't, dude. Like, if you got like, like this, which I did this because of the video, to make another video based on this knife right here. But if you do something like this and knock it down to a 10-degree edge or a 20 inclusive edge angle, and then you put like a 14-degree micro bevel on it, yeah, it's going to cut pretty good. Still not as good as a straight 14-degree edge would, but it'll cut good. But if you're up there like 20, 22-degree per side micro bevel, it cuts like shit.
Yes, I like the analogy of the turning it into a Swiss Army knife because that's basically what it is. It's
Yes, that
probably
was that
what
was
is
a
that?
perfect analogy.
What would that be? Do I have any? Do I have a fucking angle measurement? I don't know if I have one.
That was a perfect analogy. Literally couldn't put it any better than that. That is what you are
You know,
making.
it's just shrinking down a Swiss Army knife just to the bevel.
That's all it is.
Well, I don't know if you just came unlinked or if your earbud fell out.
Yeah, my earbud fell out. Can you hear me now?
I certainly can.
Okay.
Certainly.
Yeah, I called it, but it fell out of the ear. Obviously, Mr. 320 shaft gonna work. Let's do it. Who is that? What's up, Call of Duty? Let's see. This is where this and resin stones is where this stone lubricant really shines out. Like on these stones right here, man, it's so good. Even though these like Koromakus, they do absorb a little bit,
Right,
but you can put a few drops on it, and now like without having to waste a bunch of it, when it starts to absorb, just a teeny, give it a spritz of water, and you'll be good for like 30 minutes with a nice slick wet stone.
All right, this will be the first time I've used this, so let's give
Are you
Lacey
using
sharpening stone.
resin bonded?
Yeah.
Oh, you're really gonna like it because that's where with what was explained to me, that's what it was. She designed it for. Was designed for resin bonded and super vitrified stones.
Oh boy, it spreads like water.
Yeah. You'll see. You won't have no load up, and that it'll just stay on the stone from now on.
All right, now I need a marker. I lost my marker, man. Oh no, I lost my marker, man. Oh crap. All right, I got one in my bag. Guess that's where we're going. All right. brand new one too. My sharpening area just became such a mess. I need to clean it up. I had shit everywhere.
Yeah, me too.
I had to do a video this weekend for the 1,000 grit cheaper cut. I didn't do it because I got real sick, and then the Bouvet de-expedition came up, and I was busy with that. Crap with work, and it never ends.
What's up, Ground Fog? How you doing, brother?
What's happening, people? Yeah, I'll just make sure that I'm around on Saturday, and I'll be there. And if you guys want me to come in, just give me a holler, and I'll be there. All right. Okay, that angle just will not do. Go. You
know, every time I carry these EG10 spider coats, I remember how much I enjoy this steel. I really do like BG10.
Good steel.
There's
nothing wrong with BG10. There's nothing. It's kind of like S30V. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing really super special about it, but it's good, just good.
Yeah, it's good. S30V I actually really enjoy. It's still quite like, just because of the way it maintains its aggression. But yeah, that's it. There's nothing special about them, but they're just good steels.
Yep, it's just good.
People shit on BG10
I actually
prefer.
I would prefer and take S30V over S35VN, over
Yeah,
S45VN, over
100%.
SPY 27 every day of the week.
100%.
Grab the wrong vape juice.
Production S35 and 45VN is two steels I do not like. They get slick too quick.
Good.
That's one thing. I cannot stand a steel that gets slick. If it can't maintain that aggression for a while, like I don't like it. There's too many steels out there that can do it. Why would I care? Well, I'm sorry, guys.
That's where I'm at, I think, in life, too. Like, am I buying knives in Nitro V these days? Not really. There's just so many better formulations out there.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, that's another steel I really dislike. Nitro V in a production format is not a steel I care very much for.
I understand the idea. Try and boost its hardness with a nitrogen addition.
Mm-hmm. And it can be very good.
It sure can, but it isn't. That's the thing. Like, it does
not when it's factory, not on production nitrate.
Yeah, if you're doing it at 58 to 60 max.
Yeah.
Yeah, 58 to 60. It's like I think I'll pass. Same thing with like M390. If it's M390? 58 to 60, I'll pass all day.
100%. I've said it for years. M390 that's below 62 is pointless.
Yeah, no thank you.
It
I'll
needs to be
pass.
62 minimum. Like, all these companies doing the Nitro V, and oh yeah, we're using better steels in our budget knives, and I get it. It is a better steel, but when you're running that steel at a hardness that makes it perform poorly, not even decently, but poorly, what's the benefit of using the better steel? There is none. How hard would it be for them that, they don't have to do nothing special to get Nitro V up around 62.
Yeah,
Run it at 62.
increase that initial austenization temperature and maybe run a cryo on it.
Exactly.
You'll hit 62 all day.
Yeah, it's 62. Yeah, exactly. The 62 won't. They wouldn't have to
You can get it
invest
up
in
to probably 64
anything that
if
they
you
don't
really
have.
want to. You
Oh,
take it
100%
up
they
to
could.
2100 degrees, do a good cryo on it. Make sure that your thermals are sub 800 degrees. It'll stay at 64.
And yeah, if cut, in custom heat treat 64 all day long, they're 100% they can do it in a production environment. And if somebody started putting out 64 Rockwell, 64 Rockwell Nitro V, and say like a $100 folding knife, and they was guaranteeing that it would be 63 to 64 Rockwell with nice thin geometry, I would buy that in a heartbeat.
We got Call of Duty 752 ordered the Kinta 400 grit, comes tomorrow. Same boat as me.
You are
Probably
going to love it.
both shipped in the same batch out of the California warehouse.
That is, I hate to say this because like I don't like saying this is best or that is best. I don't like doing that, especially when I talk to these people on a personal level, and so is my friend. This is my friend. That's my friend, and I don't like putting stuff necessarily above their products. But I'm just going to be flat out 100% honest, straight to the point. That Kintiff 400 with the plate is the best 400 grit diamond stone on the market right now that is not FSK.
God, I hate that. I hate that differentiation.
And it ain't far off the FSK.
The best that isn't FSK, man. I'm just gagging for somebody to surpass them.
I don't know if they'll be surpassed, but they'll be matched. It just might take a couple years.
God, I hope that they're surpassed.
They're good
trying,
at what
man.
they do,
They're
buddy.
trying hard. They're trying hard.
It's going to take them a while. It's going to take them a while to figure out. See, the thing is, this is where it's going to take the real time. FSK has figured out. Okay, let me kind of break it down because I know you'll understand. People in the chat may not. All right.
Here we go.
Ceramics are abrasive by nature. They're hard. Okay, so you have this very finely graded diamond that this very finely graded diamond that's very, very consistent and of really high quality. And you're going to put it in this ceramic bonding. And now you're going to run it, vitrified heat, pressure, the whole 9 yards, right? Keeping that ceramic to have a structure size that is just as consistent as that diamond is where other companies are going to have a really hard time catching them.
Okay.
it's going to take them a while to learn how to do that. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
if you're having particle sizes within your ceramic base that gets larger than the diamond, that's going to control your scratch pattern. FSK has figured out how to do it to where they're using both the diamond and the binder as an abrasive that work together.
I mean, ceramic is absolutely an abrasive, so that makes
100%.
sense.
Mm-hmm. But these Chinese companies, they'll figure it out. It might take them a year or two.
I actually don't doubt it, man. Their engineers are extremely smart.
100%. Damn right. And you know what?
This is not 1985 China production anymore.
Exactly.
Those days are times of the past, man.
For sure. And another thing, they got the money now. They got the money to invest in learning
The best and the best. If
exactly.
they need molecular sieve,
they'll go buy it. That's it.
For sure.
And they've got the money to invest in the prototyping. And because remember, FSK is a small company. They're a teeny company. So,
about the Chinese companies too, because they getting prototypes and stuff done, I mean, probably extremely easy for them because they're probably all in the same district.
Exactly. 100%.
They probably all know each other, work together, do projects together. These guys have probably been working together since the beginning of time.
20 years. I guarantee it. You're 100% right on that. I bet you most of these companies are within the same districts. They all know each other. They work together. FSK's days of being the performance king are numbered. I have no doubt about that. It's not if, it's how long. And I'm glad to see it. I'm going to be happy to see it, even though I love FSK. I love the exclusivity of it,
for sure.
But the exclusivity also kills it because, like the 270, for example, that's coming out. I literally had to almost beg to get on that list and begging them, please put me in the first run. And I didn't get the first run. So now I got to wait an extra 2 more months. And like,
that sucks.
And that's with me paying, well over $500 for this stone. I mean, when I say almost begged, I don't mean I'm literally begging, but I am almost begging. And, multiple emails like, come on, guys, like, please, I I spent a lot of money with you guys, blah, blah, blah. Like, and that's kind of annoying when I could just hop over to Amazon and buy Kintiff, for example. Look at what? I'm sorry.
Look at that steel. Just sliding right off the stone. That's beautiful.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, that shit's amazing. Like,
I don't even need to take it to the sink, man.
No, you don't. And guess what? If you do put it, you don't need to go wash it off after. I mean, I still do, but you don't need to. And when you come back, there won't be any sticky residue or anything. Literally use it.
I just did 2 stones. I got 0 load, 0 steel left on the stone.
Yep.
It's not sticky. It's not oily.
No, I mean, you wouldn't know it's not water. You can tell it's not water slightly by the feel, but like the weight or the thickness of it, it's just like water.
You know what? I'm actually going to clean this one because I really want to look at this one. I want to look at both of these because these are both light stones, fine grit. I want to condition these real quick just so that I have a good surface.
Yeah, fresh base.
To see exactly what happens. I got some load up on these, and I don't want that to skew what I'm looking at.
Exactly.
I need a new Nagura too. I mean, there's still light left on this, but we could use another
Dude,
one.
I'm gonna show you something that works. No, it actually, being you're using diamond, you really can't use this. But for like Nagura stones, for like non-diamond, I'm gonna show you something. I don't have them here. They're actually out. I don't want to get up and run and get them, but they're these tile polishing pads, and they're a resin diamond matrix. And man, they work so good for like, instead of in Nagura, for like these stones here, just go over them with them,
Mm-hmm.
and it does such a beautiful job, and they last forever.
All right, get out of there. Um, one more pass.
Whoops.
That's the only thing about these Gen Ds. The fine ones load up a little bit.
Yeah, but that's the case with all resin stones.
Yeah.
I've
It
never
seems
had a
like all the super fines are like that. You're correct.
For sure. I've never seen any resin stones that would go past like go below like a 20 micron stone and not load up like crazy. And then the finer you go, the more they load up. But with that stone lubricant, even going like to a 2-3 micron Deneve, which is they load up like crazy. I would say it
Yeah.
stopped 98% of it. There'd be a teeny
There we
bit of
go.
load up, but very, very, very little. I'm gonna ask her how much she'll sell me a quart for, because no, I mean, it's like, because I use like these stones here, like these Kormakus. I use these a lot, and they absorb a little bit of water.
I,
So
I
I would
mean,
blow through this
would
whole
it be
bottle.
would it be advantageous for you to get enough to be able to fill up a little tub that you could
And
suspend
soak
your
them.
stone over?
Yes,
Yep.
that would be ideal. That would be ideal. I might ask her to like how much would you sell me like a 2 liter bottle for? Because then I could do exactly that. Actually submerge it and then dump it back in a bottle to store it. That would be perfect, actually. In
Yeah,
fact,
because you
thank
you
you for
could
that
you could
idea.
actually suspend your stone right over the frickin' right over the like the bin or whatever you put it in, and just
Yeah,
splash it out of the frickin' thing.
for
All the
sure.
steel that comes off is going to settle at the bottom, so that's fine.
Oh, you can put a magnet in there and pick it all up.
Yeah, I think it'd be just fine.
That's actually, thank you for that idea, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ask her to sell me like 2 liters of it, which would be plenty for that. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Because see, like this stone right here, it's so nice having something that totally stops load up. I don't have to go over there and hit it with like a rust eraser, or hit it on a conditioning block. I literally just wipe it. All the load up's gone. Stone's ready to go. But these suckers absorb too much of this fluid for me to use. I only have a little 2 ounce bottle of it. So it's going to go quick for these purposes here. But on the Kentif and resin stones that don't absorb at all, oh, it's good. It's so good. Make sure I got all this damage out of this edge. Those little staples were not kind to that edge. I'll tell you that. Cut through about 20 of them, so it ate it up pretty good. Yeah, that's looking good. Yeah, I don't see any damage anymore.
that.
What grit is that stone?
Look at that just flowing, the steel just flowing down that. This is a 1700 grit.
And it's all the steel particles are in suspension.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, yep. That's pretty badass for a 1700 grit stone. You're getting up there fine enough now that you should definitely start you would definitely see.
I mean, there's you got marks on the stone, but
of course,
the majority of the steel is floating. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to stop
on a fine like this.
You're never going to stop the little streaks that are created.
Oh, for sure.
Because you're grinding it into the
white.
stone.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's exactly. Basically white, and I'm cutting freaking black steel on it.
Yeah, that's. It really is. It's awesome, man. I actually very much enjoy using this product, and it's tailor made to resin stones. Like that's for me. A lot of the times why you won't see me use resin stones is because of the load up. It's annoying, especially if I'm going to go up above 1,000 grit. It's annoying having this to where at 1,000 grit, it won't have no load up. You can literally wipe it. It's gone. You're good to go. It makes resin stones much more appealing for me to use now.
I wish I wrote down that guy's name, the guy who did the video on deburring and strops and all that stuff, because
the one you sent
I really like. Yeah, I like his
video format.
I like the way he did.
Yep. For a small creator, absolutely solid content. And he's got a bunch of content. I've been watching him for about probably 2 months. Maybe 2 months now. Solid creator.
Do I deburr on a strop? No. I have no burr left by the time I get to the strop. That's
exactly.
Even if it's only, I will go to. This is basically my burr destroyer. After this 6 micron, which is basically 3,000 grit, there's no burr left to speak of, and that's because of the stone. It's because I do light passes at the end to remove the burr, to minimize it as much as possible, and then remove it. And also, I use quality steel that just deburr properly.
See, I did a video on it.
I'm using a 54 Rockwell steel and wondering why it doesn't deburr. Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that anymore.
100%. I literally did a video on it that dropped today, or I think 6 o'clock it was to drop. And it's exactly what you just said. If you're using quality steel that's got a good heat treat, there's no heat treat issues or severely, over fatigued edge steel, you can 100% have a crisp, clean apex straight off your stone. But it really is steel dependent. And some people use it as a blanket statement, which I said in the video of, they're stating that you can deburr without the need of a strop, period. And that is not true. If you got steel that's got issues, that's too soft, that has too much RA, or has a heat fatigued factory edge, etc., you cannot deburr that on a stone. You're not going to get that burr completely off.
That is not bad at all. Nice.
If there's a little bit left on it, add another drop to it, smear it around, and wipe it again, and it'll take most of it. That's
actually a good idea. I was thinking about putting water on it and wiping it, but I didn't want to skew this.
Yeah, dilute it. Yeah, how I've been doing it is once I wipe it off with a paper towel and I've got a little bit left, I'll add another drop. smear, wipe it real good, and then wipe it off, and it'll take.
Yeah, we
It's
still
going
got
to
some
take
left.
most
I'm
of it
going to be
off.
honest with you. It's this. What's left is less. You saw what was left on it the last time. That's from one sharpening. So I have way less
Sure.
steel
Yeah, I mean
left behind.
it's not on the higher grit stuff. It's never going to take 100% off.
Nah,
Like
no, for sure not.
right here. Now this is an example of where it will. This is a 6,000 king stone. These stones load up pretty good, but I'll show you. And on this stone, I will be able to get all the load up out of this stone just with my finger. But on resin stones, you're going to have a little bit.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be honest with you. They load up so much and so fast that I'll take what I can get. Improvement is improvement.
Exactly. Improvement's improvement. If you can get it to where you're not having to worry about resurfacing that stone to get the load up out, say, for 20 sharpenings versus for 3 sharpenings, that's a big difference.
Oh, yeah. Time is worth money to me.
You damn right. Same. Like, for me, it's, and it's the reason why I didn't use resin stones a lot is for that reason. Dealing with the load up, even at 1,000 grit, it's just fucking annoying. Excuse my language. It's annoying, and it's time consuming. And if I got something that can greatly extend the time between me needing to condition that stone to get the load up out of it, and it's only a couple of bucks a bottle, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm waiting for one of these good, like, vitrified companies to come out with some 1x6s. That's going to be the bomb.
It will, yeah, it's just a matter of time. I mean, it will happen.
That's exactly. These companies get their feet under them. They start selling out a couple batches.
Exactly.
Get some word of mouth going. Kintip even. Like a good non-absorbent bit stone in a 1x6. Money, baby. I'll buy it all day 100%. Long. Take my money fast.
See, I'm surprised they haven't yet.
Man, look at that. That's beautiful.
Like, I'm really surprised Schiefer cut.
It's like looking at, dude. This is like looking at one of those. It's like looking at one of those, things that they have in like gift shops and stuff, where you move it side to side and the wave goes. The way this steel is just flowing on top of this stone. It's beautiful. I love it.
It is.
Making little waves. That's cool, man. I'm jazzed.
I'm fixing to show you, like, on this one, like, where I'm using extra pressure right now to actually cause it to load up more than it normally would. And I'll show you how, like, there will be no load up left on this stone. See, like, watch it. It'll take it right up. And you can forget about doing this with, like, if you were using water. See, all that's embedded steel. You can see the steel moving just with my finger. And this is a 6,000 grit stone. That's it. Load up's totally gone. But nice. Trying to, like, squeegee it out the way. Yeah, that there's no load up left. That's it. You can see the steel and suspension big time right there.
Yep, I like that's cool. It's like mesmerizing watching the steel.
It is neat watching it just move. Yeah. It's cool too to take a magnet and, like, let me check out.
Cool as hell.
Let me grab one and I'll do it. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can make it track it around. Watch. Stand up. Add a little. I don't want to keep wasting my stuff, so I'll just add a little bit of water to it now because it's.
Oh, that's so cool!
Should still be in suspension.
Oh my gosh!
But you can, like, it'll track it. See it?
Hell yeah. That's freaking cool.
Yeah, it is.
And I got to steal all the ball over the bottom of my
Damn it, I just dripped all my
flashlight.
steel off the stone. Damn it. All right, there we go. Look at it.
Let's see where
That's
we
so
end up.
cool. Right now, it's actually pushing the steel away from it. That's badass. Change the pole. That's cool as shit.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And now it's sucking it to it. Look at all the steel that built up on that magnet. Look at that. Whoops, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera.
That's what's left on a 3,000 grit, 6 micron.
Look at all that steel. Yeah, that's impressive. That's a 6,000 grit stone?
Yep.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I like it.
Look at all the steel that I picked up.
There we go. All right. Let's
It's hard to believe there's that much. Look at all the steel on that magnet that was just picked up from that.
That is a lot of steel on that magnet.
That's crazy. I didn't think there was that much on that stone, but hell, that's not all of it. That's pretty damn cool. That is pretty cool. And a lot of times we don't realize how much steel we're actually removing. You're removing more steel than you think you are.
You need to. You know what I mean? You've got
For
petite
sure.
steel that you got to get off there.
100%. Hell, that's something I say in just about every video. Yeah, I'm removing a little extra steel because I want to get rid of
You can't
steel.
after you roll an apex, you are not just straightening that back out and calling that a good edge.
Absolutely not.
This does not happen.
The health went down 100%.
Yeah, once that steel's been bent in that fashion, that steel is compromised.
100%, and it's gonna fail. It's gonna fold quicker the next use, and after a couple times, it's severely compromised. That steel needs to go, and the steel that's around, like directly around it, needs to go if you want a healthy edge.
Dr. Moore's scientific whetstones. If only I had the cash. They're expensive, baby. Expensive.
Yeah, they're super expensive. They are. I will have my hands on them relatively soon. Relatively soon. I'm very much looking forward to getting my hands on them.
Yeah. Or are you getting the benchies first to try?
The 1x6s. I really.
That's going to let you try out the material. You know what I mean? That's the important part.
For me, like, and I said this since day one when they first announced them, with the price, there's no way I will buy them before I could try them. I have to try them before I invest the money in them because they're just too expensive and too many unknowns with it. But yes, once I got my hands on and get some experience on them, if they're as good as I believe they're going to be, I will buy a set of 3x8s for sure.
That's much more better.
Like if they're as good as people are making them out to be, I will buy a 3x8 set for sure. I'm really, really looking forward to those stones. And believe it or not, I really don't mind sharpening freehand on 1x6s. I have no problem with it.
To be honest with you, I don't really either.
It doesn't
I
really
mean,
bother me.
they're a little bit small, but for pocket knives, they're perfectly fine. Now, if I was doing
100%.
a freaking chef, 10-inch chef knife or a 12-inch chef's knife, I might
Yeah,
be a
that's
little
different.
irritated.
For sure.
Yeah, I might get
I
a
mean,
little grumpy.
three and a half, 3.5 inch blades and less. Yeah. 1x6s freehand don't bother me at all. I mean, I do prefer to have the larger stones, but I don't mind them.
All right, now, what do we want to strop this with? Because I got so much freaking stropping compound here right now. Like, it is bananas.
Yeah, I gotta.
I
When
normally
I'm getting
keep
done, I'm gonna order some of them sticks.
I normally keep 2 here. I usually have 6 micron and either 1 micron or 0.5 micron. Well, now we have, oh cripes, we have 15 micron, 7.5 micron, 6 micron, 0.5 micron, quarter micron, CBN, and
Tag,
0.01
tag
micron.
them. Hey, you got a full progression. Holy cow!
I certainly did. Yeah, I got 3, and then I got 3 more.
Yeah, that 01 is going to be pretty gnarly stuff. If you can keep it from going slick with
Maybe I
point
use it on like
one.
super high carbide stuff.
Yeah, that may be where you could get it and it performed pretty damn good. Because if you can get it to where you won't have a totally slick but sharp edge, man, that is going to be one phenomenal edge. If it can
We
just have
got,
some bite.
let's try 15 micron, and I really do kind of like these now because I was doing, I would take
What, the
2
larger stuff?
paint stir sticks, basswood paint stir sticks, and I would glue them together. Found that company that makes these freaking big boys. Let me go full screen for 2 seconds. Maybe.
Yeah, as soon as I get all stream, I'm going to go order me
There we go.
like a 10 or 20 pack of them. Because
There we go. It's how much bigger it is than the other one. Plus, it is double as thick. Now, you do need
that
to
is an
clean them up,
awesome product.
obviously. You do need to clean them up because they are like raw paint
Rough.
stir sticks. So you need
Yeah.
to sand them till they're smooth,
Oh, I don't mind
and then
that.
just use them. That's exactly. I didn't mind it either. It takes a minute or 2.
Sure. Yeah, as
I
long as
bought
they're
10.
relatively flat, I'm good to go.
Oh yeah, they're dead flat actually.
Yeah.
They're perfectly flat. There is 0 rock whatsoever. And actually, this one
I have
I
no
wouldn't even
problem
sand. I
finishing
wouldn't even
them.
sand this one. This one here, I wouldn't even sand this one. This one I would use exactly the way it is.
For $1 a piece, come on, man. You have a perfect strop right there for $1.
Yep, hardwood basswood. Freaking wow! How much more can you ask for?
Exactly, dude. Like
Right.
I enjoy stropping on basswood. It definitely has its place. And with larger micron stuff, it doesn't over polish. Like, yeah, basswood's great.
Oh, she's bitey, baby. What do we want to do?
Feels a lot better than that damn micro bevel, huh?
You ain't kidding, buddy. I was
Hey,
actually almost embarrassed when he brought it back to me and said that it wouldn't cut. I was actually embarrassed.
Call of Duty. Okay, to answer your question on the Nagura. What I use, and there you can pretty much use any. What I use is this, and I like these better because you get two grits. These are made by Suhiro.
We go
Um,
back.
yeah, there we go. They're made by Suhiro. You can pick them up for they're about $16. They're nice thick Niguras. You can get them in 180, 300, or I believe 180 and 1000 grit. These right here are fantastic. Conditioning stones, Niguras, whatever you want to call them. Like, they are fantastic.
We do better than that.
They last a long time. They're good quality. Like, awesome product. Oh, sweet, Aiden. You got some of the stone lubricant? You're going to love it. Good stuff, man. On the resin stones, on your FSKs, I've tried it out on the FSKs. Awesome on the FSKs. And awesome on resin stones, for sure.
I'm actually really jazzed that it's going to work out on the tin tip when it gets here tomorrow. It's actually,
Yes.
oh my God. I just did a full
That's
sharpening, and I probably used 2
a
mils.
couple drops. Yeah.
I mean,
On
maybe.
like 1x6s, I put 2 drops on them. And on like a 3x8, I put 6 drops. Like on this king right here. Now I had to put more on the Kormakus because they absorbed some of it. But yeah, that's just with me running my finger over it. Absolutely no load up. If I went to like the Kentiff stones, absolutely no load up, and I mean 0, even on the 5K.
Okay, good. She's shaving, she's cutting paper, she's cutting paper towel, she's cutting standing paper. I feel okay giving this back to him. And what I did instead of what I was doing is it had a super high angle on it, and now it's a little bit lower. Got a mirror.
That girl is
Nice,
sharp.
nice hazy mirror. That's my new thing. I like the hazy mirror.
I prefer
I
if
like
I'm going
getting
to go
people
to
the
a
hazy
mirror,
mirror.
I'd rather have a hazy mirror because it's probably going to have some bite left.
That's exactly. It's got bite left. I don't spend very much time on the higher grits. You know what I mean? Just enough to give it a little bit of shine.
Yeah, like this is probably a little more than a hazy mirror, but
Super
it
jazzed.
still does have some haze to it.
All right. Now I got a question for you while we got you here. What do you do to your ego commies?
To my Higo Nakamis? What do you mean?
Yep.
How do I sharpen them?
You just put a 0 edge on it, or do you?
I did a video on it a little while back. Typically what I do, yeah, I did a video on it probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. You can,
I can't keep up, honestly.
if you go at the blue, the Aogami blue,
That's what this
it
is.
is,
Agami blue. Sand mine.
If you go with the SK steel version, it's tough enough that you can 0 grind it and be okay, as long as you're cutting stuff within reason. On the Aogami 2 or blue paper, it's too hard, and you can't. If you 0 grind it and you cut, you're gonna chip it, guaranteed. I put the teeniest micro bevel possible on it. I did a video on it, yeah, I'd say about 3 weeks ago, and it works brilliant. I wish it was tough enough that you could 0 grind it, but if you do and you cut even cardboard with it, you will get micro fractures. It's too hard. It's like, from what I know, they're supposed to be around the 62, 63 range. And by feel on the stones, they feel about in that range. And it's just too hard when you got, that little steel. Like, it's such a fine apex, and you won't even cut cardboard without chips. But I go about 1 degree over per side on the micro bevel. And
okay, so you're just raising, ever so.
Yep, that's about 2 degrees over on the micro bevel, so 4 degrees overall. It's so teeny, it still cuts like crazy, but it's got enough to where there's enough edge stability for like cutting cardboard. You won't have no problems. If you go 2 degrees over the actual grind, you won't have no issues with cardboard. But if you zero grind it, now it'll be a sharp boy, but it'll chip on you, and it'll chip quick.
Mm.
The SK ones, though, you really can. You can zero grind them, and as long as you're being reasonable.
I really like I love the Sayagami Blue.
I do too. I like the way it sharpens. Very much so, actually.
I just like having a 62 Rockwell blade in my pocket that was cheap enough that I can do literally
exactly.
anything with. I can literally do anything with this and be like, it's fine because I'll just buy another one.
Yeah, I mean, if you lose it, if you lost it, it's $30. If you break it, it's $30. Sometimes if you watch on Amazon, you'll catch them down at like $23 for the 120 millimeter Ayagami version. Usually they're right at 30, but you'll catch them down 23, 24. When I see them at about under 25, I'll buy one just to have, an extra one just to have. They're awesome knives, man, and they're fun.
I'll reach past this one in my pocket to freaking cut something questionable with this all day. My questionable knives always used to be like a K110, a Cetivian, or a petrified fish K110. Those were always my beaters. The ones that I just kept just in case I'm cutting cardboard that was sitting out in the rain or whatever. That had like sand in it or something. Just the stuff that you're like, you look at it, you say, I am not pulling my Rex 121 through that. I'm just not.
Oh, I feel you.
My wife, this is so funny. Earlier today, my wife looked over at me and said, hey, do you have your knife on you? And you know how I answered her?
No, I don't.
I said, yeah, what do you want it for? Because, like, I want to know what you're putting it in before I hand it to you.
Oh, you're damn right.
Yeah, if you're planning on trying to cut, a clamshell box with something metal inside of it,
sure.
No, you're not going to be doing that. You're cutting zip ties that I think you're going to twist it on. No,
pry
I'm not
and
going to give it
twist.
to you for that. No, not giving you that one.
The main one I have issues with around the house, where it's like when I got some wife, kids ask for my.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
On a plate. That's the one you really better watch them. Like, is cutting something on a plate, and they ain't got no problem just grinding that edge into a plate.
Oh yeah, all day long. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have more steel on my finger than is left on this knife, or left on this stone.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I mean, remember,
super jazzed. God, I love this stuff.
Show the stone up close to the screen, because that all that you're seeing, that little marking on the stone, that's not all steel. That's there. If you look at under a microscope at that,
I bet you this is like smearing and stuff. You know what I mean?
It's what it is. That you got some smearing going on, some light glazing of the resin. And yeah, there probably is some steel particles embedded in that, but it's not, that's not load up. Like you won't get that out. I don't care what you do without, like if you took some abrasive, like Barkeeper's Friend, and went over it, yes, you'll get it out. But remember, there's an abrasive in that. Or if you took like a Negura or a rust eraser, but remember, you're removing that then with an abrasive. So you're actually removing that top surface of the resin.
See what a
But if
magic
you look,
eraser does to it.
oh, a magic eraser will take it off. But look at it under a microscope, and you'll see that that's some resin glazing. You'll see where the resin's getting slick. Look at it compared to other places, and it's just because you're concentrating the pressure at that. You're concentrating pressure at that spot.
And see, that's what I thought, that it was some kind of smearing of the actual resin matrix.
It's that, and it's smearing and glazing is exactly what it is, with a little bit of steel buildup in it too. Let's see. Aiden, brother, I could sharpen my parents' knives in the next day. Yeah, exactly. 100%. I did a 0 grind mirror on a GKS 5K and then a 1K micro bubble. What does the mirror look like off that 5K grind knife? Is it a full mirror or no? Like it's gonna call it where we're not gonna be able to see it probably because it's too bright, same like mine does. But to you, does it look like it's glazing and smearing?
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean, there's black speckles of steel, but obviously
there's some.
But I'm going to be honest with you, the other stones, the 285, the 650, if you're doing like a coarse grit edge and you do 285, 650 straight to a strop, shit, you may do 100 knives before you need to frickin' restart, before you need to condition these things.
What I found from my use with it, anything 30 microns and larger, there will be zero load up in the stone. Like on resin stones, 30 micron and larger, zero load up remaining. On like the Kintiffs, zero load up even on the 5K. I'll show y'all something. Let's see. I'll just take this is a F800, 1200, just a little Veneve stick. Okay. Now here's what I mean. Look at the, okay. You see that shiny right there? That's not load up. That is glazing. That is glazing of the stone. Now watch this. I'm going to use a couple drops of this fluid, and you'll be able to see. This is where the pressure is concentrated at. On when you're sharpening. That's why there's no glazing here and glazing here. But anybody that has these Veneve stones knows that when you get up like at that F800, F1200 range, they load up like crazy. Watch this. I'm not even worried. I'm not sharpening right now. I'm literally just trying to put steel on the stone.
All right, what do we want to sharpen next here?
And then I'll show y'all after with if I just used water, for example. I'm using a ton of pressure right now trying to just force the stone to load up. Anybody that has these stones right here, don't know. An F800 and F1200, they load up pretty bad.
Hey, look at that.
Okay.
I've been looking for you.
Now look, now keep in mind, this is a mini stone. They load up like crazy. Look at the steel just run. That steel is completely in suspension. Now watch. Absolutely no steel remaining. There's a little bit right there, but that's because I missed that spot.
Let's use a drop of this in the hand, see how this goes.
And maybe a teeny bit right here, but I guarantee you if I add another drop, that'll come up. Let's see. Put a little bit of load up right here. Whoops, just wasted some of it. I'll make sure I got to get a finger that I don't got steel all over. Okay, let's see. Yep, there you go. Steel is gone. Now the only track you see is like this over here from the where it's glazed. Because I'm using a ton of pressure, I glazed the stone a little bit. So completely load up, gone. Now watch. Let's say I just use the water.
Oh man, I like that a lot.
I'm just gonna
You're
now
a
I'll
damn
just use some
genius.
water. Now
You're
it's
a
got some water.
genius, dude.
Dude, you know what I do, man? I fuck around with everything. Like when something intrigues me, I start messing with stuff, trying to like, how is it doing that? Why is it doing what it's doing? And I'm not gonna lie, I want to know what's in that stuff.
Oh man.
Like I'm pretty sure I know what two of the well, she said four. There's four fluids in it. I'm pretty sure I know what two of them are. But I just want to know. I mean, not so like I can steal a recipe or something. It's not that. It's interesting to me. Like why does this cause that, basically?
Dude, I spent 2 hours racking my brain trying to figure out what the last additive is.
Yeah,
in
it's
her
that too.
emulsions.
Same here. Like I said, this stuff
I think I'm on the right track.
All right, now here we got water. Now that is load up. Okay, that is straight load up. It's great. It's load up it's still being driven into the binder. Some of it will come up. Some of it's going to smear. I'm gonna push as hard as that's going to tear my finger up. I'm going to push as hard as I can, trying to clean it. Okay, now I clearly get some of it up, but that right there that is load up. That is not coming out without the use of like a conditioning stone to remove the top layer of the stone.
It's super funny that you're doing this because you know I work in the tungsten carbide industry.
Yeah.
And what tungsten carbide actually is tungsten carbide, WC, and it's held together in a matrix of another binder metal. So
Okay.
it can be held in a binder of copper, it could be nickel, it could be cobalt.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, most companies, theirs is held in except for the jewelry industry. Jewelry uses nickel, and some certain things that need absolute corrosion resistance will use nickel. But
It's mostly cobalt, correct?
a lot of them is cobalt binder.
Yeah.
And we will get, so it's tungsten carbide held in a matrix of cobalt.
Mm-hmm.
Now we get what's called cobalt smearing. And that's when anything rubs across the surface of it, you'll catch a streak of the cobalt smearing, which is what made me think, I wonder if it's the matrix in the stones smearing, and that's what's making the actual swipe marks, because they're looking at it under a microscope. There's not enough metal there.
Yeah, there's not enough metal that you should be able to
what we're
see it.
seeing. Yes,
Exactly.
there's not enough there for us to account for what we're seeing.
No, because you only see
There's
some
certain little, there's speckles all over the place. It looks like it's freckled with metal, but it's not like that.
Okay, now
That
if
is
you
a
look
smear, I think, and it's super shiny, which is one of the telltale signs of cobalt smearing.
you know, these cameras just can't look at that screen. This camera can't look at it. I can see it easily, of course, but y'all aren't going to be able to because it's just too bright. But if, like, on this, if I'm looking where this load up is, now I can clearly see embedded steel in this stone because there is embedded steel and there's quite a bit of it. In your stone, though, I guarantee you there's very little actual
Oh, yeah,
steel.
there isn't.
Like, all this gray stuff right here. Let's see if I can get it to show. Okay. You see that right? Like right there? These streaks of... Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do this and look at
mine has very little, teeny tiny freckles.
Exactly. Now look at mine versus
dark
yours.
In this room. I wonder if I make it dark in this room, if you could see it. Let me try it too.
Good idea. Good idea.
No, it's even worse. No, it's even worse.
Hey, mine's actually working a little better, actually. Yeah, mine's working. Okay. Let me get something to point with. Okay, so... Well, it was working. Okay, yeah, mine's working. All right. Now, I wish you could see his, because I know what his looks like because I've tested all this. So this right here, come on, you see how that's gray? That's steel right there. That's steel. That's steel. That's steel. That's steel. All that what looks gray, or actually to you guys, it might look bluish. Okay, that's all steel that's embedded in the matrix. If you look at his is not going to look like that.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have embedded steel.
Yeah, mine has teeny tiny little speckles. It looks like it's freckled.
Exactly, but look at your. I can see it on yours now. Look at yours. You see how it looks? It looks like smearing. Because that's exactly what it is. You don't have any of these big, like, runs of steel.
Oh yeah, there's nothing like that.
Exactly, that's steel. This here isn't. That's basically just the glazing of the stone. So that's a prime example of load up versus not load up.
Super interesting.
Let me see if I can get on the side where there was just glazing. Okay. Damn it, I should have thought about that ahead of time. Damn it. Maybe I did it on this side. No, I didn't on this one. Okay, there looks like a little bit of glazing.
Yep, this one's got teeny tiny little freckles too, but not.
Because load up will not happen as like individual steel specs. Load up will happen as like streaks of steel.
Yeah, it's exactly what that's what I thought, that there would be streaks of.
That is a perfect shot right there of load up. See all those streaks of steel? Exactly. That stone has no load up.
Yep.
I mean, I see a teeny bit, but teeny bit. Yeah, those little gray spots. Okay, now that is actual load up. But look how minuscule it is.
Yeah, this stone I didn't clean before I used it, so this one here is
okay.
used. This
Okay.
one's been used a bunch of times.
Oh, we can see yours good now.
This is the 285 CBN.
Yeah, I don't see no load up in that stone at all.
I really like this stone, by the way.
Yeah, PD
PDC.
Tools makes good stuff, man.
Yep, it's CBN, resin bonded CBN. I like it a lot.
Yeah, their hybrid stones are pretty good too. I'll give them that. Like the
See,
hybrids are pretty decent.
I've been kicking around the idea of getting one of their super vits
Yeah,
just to
yeah, yeah.
try it out to see if it's actually super vitrified or if it's just something that they're saying is super
Yeah, saying it's
vitrified
super tried. Yeah,
just to sell
I
a few. You know what I mean?
I was going to buy the lowest grit vitrified they offered, but when I was gonna last time I checked, it wasn't in stock. If the lowest grit's in stock now, I'd go buy it. Do you know if it is?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I'll go check because I want to know the same thing too. Are they actually super vitrified? I highly doubt it.
I doubt it too.
In fact, I would bet money they're not.
I would kind of bet money that it isn't too.
Yeah,
I want to
exactly.
say I want to say that it's some
Just
kind
the
of
400.
super hard resin bond, resin metal bond that they're calling vitrified
Yeah,
because it's hard.
exactly. That's what I believe it is. Some very, very hard resin. That's what makes sense to me. I guarantee you, it is not a true ceramic super vitrified stone. And Aiden, you're 100% right. Just a 400 loads up like crazy, and where you're saying the speed, it absolutely increases cut speed because the stone don't load up. So you've seen how much steel I just removed, and that was with the F800 that quickly, and that's a slow ass cutting stone, but it don't load up, so it cuts much faster.
Let's use this guy.
Like I'll tell you this: a good stone fluid, having a good lapping fluid makes such a difference that it makes stones that I typically wouldn't use because I don't like the way they perform because of the load up. It makes those stones usable again. And it's, I mean, come on, man, $13 shipped. Like, sh- basic, like, ground shipping now for like a 2 ounce package is like $6.50. I believe Benja's fees. I don't know what they would be. Probably what, $2 on that, something like that. The stone's it's $13 for the fluid. What the bottle's got to cost like $1. Like she's what, charging you like $2 for a bottle of it? I'm serious. I'm gonna email. Hey, how much would you sell me a 2 liter bottle full? Like she'll sell me a 2 liter bottle for like $50. I'll buy it. I'll buy it 100%. Uh, can you guys hear me?
Very hollow right now.
I think my earphone's dying. Hang on, guys. I think my earpod.
He's fading away.
Can you?
All right. Zero grind meter, 2KS, 5K, then a 1K micro bevel.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. By the way, while you were talking earlier, I went and just by hand put some fluid on here, and then later flat came up maybe
Why is
2 degrees.
oh my
Just
God,
did some stropping passes at that.
why won't it give me
Boy,
the
she is
option?
freaking. She's a laser beam now. Wow, she's super sharp. Ooh, so sharp.
Chat, if y'all can hear me, say like 1 or something.
I can hear you.
Because I can't hear Ray.
Uh-oh. Let me check my audio, see if I have levels.
I guess they can't hear me.
I can hear you. Check, check. Hello, 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 radio. Hello, radio. I definitely got audio going into the app. People
Guys,
hear
can
me?
y'all hear me?
Let me go type this into him.
Can y'all hear me now or no?
Yeah, we could hear you before, actually. Can you hear me now? Check, check. Hello, hello, radio.
Okay, I'm connected there. I don't understand why nobody can hear me. Like, it's picking up me. It's showing that it can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, yes, y'all can hear me. Ray, I can't hear you, brother.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what's wrong. If y'all can hear me, I don't understand why I can't hear Ray.
I think I know why. I think that he needs to go into the audio settings and go to audio, and then there's an option to choose your earbud for the
Yeah,
mic,
I done did
and
that.
then
I'm
there's an
on
option to
Bluetooth.
choose it. So you can hear me.
I can hear you now, but I have to put it on speakerphone to hear you. I can't hear you through my earpiece.
Okay, you have to choose it.
Yeah, I mean,
In the settings, you go
I'm
to
on headset
audio,
earpiece.
and
If I
then
do
there's
that, now I
audio.
can't hear you.
There's an audio input, and then there's audio output. You have to choose the earbuds for both.
Okay. I wonder why it would have just randomly changed, because it was working perfect all that time.
Because you changed earbuds, didn't you? Because one died. So it disconnected and then reconnected. When it disconnected,
Hold on a second.
it defaulted back to the phone.
So where would that be at? Do I need to go back into the waiting room?
No. You just go to at the bottom of the screen there. There's a little microphone, a little camera icon, a plus person, and then there's 3 dots. Go to 3 dots, then go down to the bottom, and it says settings.
Settings, I'm there. Audio.
Yep, and then you go audio.
Okay.
And then there's an audio input and an audio output. You want audio output to be your earbuds.
I guess show advanced options. Okay, I only see input. I only see audio input.
That's really weird because there should be an audio output.
Yeah, I'm only getting the one. I've got echo cancellation, noise suppression, high resolution audio, audio gain.
Yeah, see, mine is audio input, audio output, and then echo cancellation, noise suppression.
Nope, I've only got just audio input.
That's super goofy.
Yeah, that's stupid. Hang on a second. Let me try something. Maybe it'll connect back right now. See if I can get it to connect again. Okay, I'm connected to my earpods. I'm sorry, guys.
Dude,
Yeah, see,
if
for
it
some
wasn't,
reason, it will not play through my earbuds. There's
that's
no way they're dead.
goofy.
The one's been charging the whole time.
Now, the audio input, did it have the earbud listed? Or did it say iPhone speaker or whatever? Or
No, it
iPhone
says,
microphone?
it says earbuds, speaker, and see, when I'm talking, it's picking me up on my earbud. But for some reason, I can only hear you if I go over to speakerphone.
That's weird.
What the heck?
Oh well. I guess we make do. What the hell's the difference? You weren't able to hear me earlier. Whenever you were talking and going through your load up thing, I went back to this blue paper knife and just in hand grabbed this 1700. Later flat, came up like maybe a degree, maybe two, and just did a couple stropping passes. Boy, she's freaking. Whoo! Whoo!
That is why blue paper steel is so good. Can y'all? Is the audio sound good now?
It's a little crackly, but it's fine.
Because I'm just gonna have to talk to y'all on speakerphone because for some reason the earbuds ain't working.
That's fine.
But yeah, that's the beauty of blue paper steel or Aogami blue paper, whatever you want to call it, is that it takes such a beautifully keen edge so easily. It's why I love
They
it so
took it
much.
super fast, and it's nice, super sharp, keen edge.
Oh, 100%.
I like it a lot.
I've got a couple kitchen knives in it, and for pure sharpening joy, it might be my favorite steel to sharpen.
And
it's amazing how sharp it gets.
It's funny that we're having trouble with audio right now because I had the guy comment on one of my videos. It was actually I think my Spyderco collection video. And he like came back and was like, "Boy, your camera angles are so terrible," or whatever, something like that. And it's like,
yeah,
dude, this is my Apple iPhone pointed down at my stuff here. I'm not a professional.
Exactly.
Dude,
Yeah, look, I'll see it
shit
sometime
my
on mine
kitchen
too.
table.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not metal complex here, you know?
And shit, his ain't no better anyways. It's just a top-down view.
I mean, technically, the reason why my angle shoots down at an angle like this is there's a purpose to it. Because the people who have the centered up camera that looks directly down at their stuff, they have a camera in between their arms.
Yes, I can't
they're
do that.
looking at their stuff through. I have a sharp knife in my hand.
Yeah, I
want
won't do that.
Camera out of my damn way.
Now, what I did do, I bought a new tripod that I can. Well, the latest video I just posted is going to be my new camera angle, and basically what it is it's a reach over arm that so I can get a direct top down view without reaching around that tripod.
That's funny. I actually asked my wife for one where I could clamp it like up here
Exactly,
and have it shooting instead of being in front of me looking down, that it would be in front of me on the other side.
That's exactly what I have. Right
Eventually,
now,
I'll get there. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to pay for that. I'll just buy another knife instead.
Amazon has one right now that comes with a light and everything for $20. It's on flash sale. Comes with a nice little light, wireless light, the whole 9 yards for $20. Can't beat it. I wish I would have seen it because I paid $49 for this one. And then literally a couple hours after it shipped, then I seen the one for for 20, and it's the exact same thing I bought for 50.
Yeah, you know me. I'm gonna take. I'm more likely to buy another knife that I don't need.
No, I don't blame you. Yeah. I don't blame you. The only reason that I went ahead and just spent the $50 on that instead of buying a stone or something is because I don't like the side angle. Because mainly, I don't think it bothers the viewer too much because I don't mind watching it myself. At least I don't think it bothers them. But it's because when I'm making, this motion here, I bump the camera. I'll bump the tripod, and that gets on my nerves.
Yeah,
So let
see,
me.
my channel has been monetized for probably 6 months now. You know how
Yeah.
much money I made on it?
Huh?
$0. And I kind of want to leave it that way. I kind of want to keep making $0. Because as soon as I start making money on YouTube, then I got to file my taxes weird. And I'd rather not. I'd rather continue to make $0 on YouTube.
Yeah. See, I have to do a long form anyways, so it don't no big deal to me on that because I got to do the long form anyway, so I don't mind the 1099. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm like a couple subscribers away from being able to monetize. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. You know, this channel absolutely costs me money to run. I might as well try to recoup a little bit of it. I mean, what am I gonna make? $10 a month in ad revenue, $5 a month in ad revenue, something like that.
I thought about it because I used to be in a pretty decent metal band. And that was my goal the whole time for 15 years. It was this year I'm going to break even. And it was like,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to break even. I'm going to break even. We play shows. I'd need a new amp. Didn't break even. We play
Sure.
shows. I need a new guitar. We not break even, not break even, not break even. And the year of COVID broke even. COVID happened. No more
And shut
band.
it down. That's sad.
Isn't it so? It's so
That's
depressing.
sad.
It was like, God, right. Because that's what I thought was like, that's making it, man, for somebody who's just in a band for making music and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Breaking even is really like, it's a big thing when you're in a band.
Hell yeah,
You
because it's probably
never break
very
even.
difficult to do.
Yeah, you never. I mean, for Jesus, I've been in a band since I was 14 years old. So we're talking 1992 to 2021. That's a long ass time, man.
Yeah, dude.
And it took all that time to break even.
Like, if
Playing
I can
shows in
break
people's backyard. I mean, we played shows in people's backyards just for barbecues and just.
anything to make $1.
That's exactly, man.
Like, if I
Just to
can
get
break
out there.
even on this channel within 3
Yeah, you're doing
years,
something right if you break even, man.
like, if I can break even within 3 years, I would be actually genuinely impressed.
Huh.
3 years.
I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of suck at freehand sharpening, but I feel like I'm getting a little bit better.
No, dude, I've seen your you don't
Holy
suck for
smokes.
sure. Like, your edges look good. Your angle control looks pretty solid.
Yeah, I'm
Like, I mean,
real
it's
happy with that edge.
plain and simple. It's a sharp edge. That is I've always said this when it comes to sharpening. There's two parts of sharpening. Creating a sharp edge is number one. Creating a good looking sharp edge is the hard part. So
I can see
your
that.
initial part of sharpening is to learn to get consistent sharp edges. Once you learn that, then it's time to learn how to get a good looking, and I don't mean like a mirror or a polish. I just mean a well-formed,
Well, here's where I am.
consistent edge.
This is a good sharp edge. It cuts well. I got bevels that look good on both sides, but they don't look the same.
Well, if you have a little asymmetricalness
It's uneven.
in there, that's no
exactly.
problem.
They look good. Like if I was looking at this angle on a knife, I would say that's a good looking bevel. If I'm looking at this one independently, that's a good looking bevel. When I look
Yeah,
at
but
both
when you
of
look
them,
at them together,
they are not
yeah, I get it.
the same.
Well, keep in mind, if you measure out the primary grinds on pretty much, I guarantee you, measure every knife you got. Measure out the primary grinds, and every one of them will be off a degree or two. Every one of them. Don't think for a second that doesn't show itself. If your primary grind, one side is 2 degrees steeper than the other side, and you don't compensate for that, you can be holding a dead perfect consistent angle from side to side, and now your bevels aren't going to match. So it's not always you that causes that asymmetrical edge to form. It's the primary grinds in a lot of cases. If there's about a 1 degree difference, it won't really show itself. Unless you're doing like a 22 degree per side bevel that's really skinny. Then you might notice a difference. But if you're like 15 to 17 degrees per side and there's a 1 degree difference in primary bevel, you won't see a difference. But yeah,
I'll tell you what has helped me a lot. What's helped me a lot is the cheaper cut system.
Being able to feel?
I really like that system, and it has helped me to get a little bit of confidence to, like, I think I can do this motion. This motion feels right. You do it with the system till it feels right, and then, okay, I'm going to try and do it myself. Okay, that was pretty good. Go back to the system for a little bit. Try it a little bit more. Go back to the stones freehand. I'm telling you, I really like that system. And it's marketed for kitchen knives. It is great for pocket knives. I don't care what anybody says. It's great for pocket knives.
I've sharpened. I did the demo video I did for them with a kitchen knife. But other than that, I haven't sharpened anything but pocket knives on it. And yes, it will absolutely teach you. It teaches you that hand position. It teaches you the movement. And that's a big part of sharpening. And another thing is learning feedback cues from your stone. Sound, more so sound than anything. Sound will really tell you if you're on or off. Once you learn that feedback, but yes, from what I've watched, you're sharpening, you're progressing definitely faster than most do at freehand. No doubt about it.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
I'd say most people, to reach a point to where they can get decent looking edges that are consistently sharp, I'd say the average person is like 14 to 16 months, or 14 to 18 months. And that's when they can start getting decent looking edges and sharp edges, not just sharp edges, but decent looking edges. And how long have you been freehanding? Not even a year, right?
Oh, no. I didn't sharpen a single knife until after I got that system.
Okay,
I had zero bench size stones, so we're talking probably 6 months.
Yeah, you're definitely progressing faster than the average person. Not even a maybe.
If you went back 2 years ago from today, No, 3 years ago from today. All I bought was budget knives, $60 and less. And when it was dull,
Yeah.
I was putting barely terribly sharp edges on it with work sharp field sharpener. I mean,
Uh-huh.
just bad edges. I didn't know like that I need to apex and get a burr. I was just swipe on one side, swipe on the other side, swipe on one side,
Sure.
swipe on the other side. And if it was sharp a little bit, I'd be like, yay, I don't have to throw this knife away and buy another one.
Yeah.
It was when I bought that $60 work sharp precision adjust
Fixed angle.
that I got my very first like screaming sharp edge, and it was like,
I'm
oh,
addicted.
this is where it's at. This is where it's at, baby. We're gonna learn everything that there is to learn about frickin' sharpening knives, because this is the bomb. Because you buy knives from companies and you get them, and Spydercos are nice and sharp, but at the time I was buying budget knives. They were rarely really sharp.
Sure.
When I got that first screaming sharp edge, it's like,
Oh yeah. It's
this
addicting.
is awesome.
Now see, like right here, this is a prime example. This is a nice consistent edge. We got consistent from side to side bevels that form exactly the same. Because of the grind, you can actually see where the bevel starts to change in width, and on both sides it will do exactly the same thing. You'll see that right there, the bevel starts to change in width on both sides. And that tells you that you're following your angle perfectly. You're matching your angle perfectly from side to side. That's what you want to see. When you start doing that, you know your hand position and your sharpening path is exactly the same from side to side. Once you're there, dude, then and you have a general understanding of sharpening. Once you're there, that's it. You're set. And once you're able to get those good sharp edges and a nice looking edge, but if it's asymmetrical, once you're there, the next thing to start focusing on is focus on getting the edges to match in shape, or the bevels to match in shape from side to side. Once you're there, that's it. Now you're an expert level sharpener.
That's the goal.
And if somebody does it a lot, it really doesn't take that long to learn it. I'd say the average person to get really, really good, probably like 2 years. But that's because they're not doing it nonstop. They're not sharpening, an hour a day when they get home from work and they're like,
no.
jump into their hobby.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The amount of stuff that I cut. I mean, I break down soda boxes. I break down Amazon boxes. I break down some boxes like that my family brings home freaking groceries in or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not using this knife at work. You know what I mean? I have a desk
Exactly.
job,
Like how and see, that's where I'm at now. Like I make so many videos that I literally can't get dull knives. And I'm not just going to sit and eat up super, premium steel knives that's still a good sharp edge. There's no reason it needs to be sharpened just to make a video, because that's going to wind up costing me way too much money. So like I'm in that predicament now. I don't dull knives fast enough to make videos every day. I wish I did, but I don't.
Nope. That's the thing. I'm actually starting. I got a knife from a guy. That's what I did first thing. Sharpened a hinderer for a guy at work. I have a couple other buddies at work who buy knives, collect knives, stuff like that. It's like, start bringing me in part of your collection. I'll sharpen your shit for you for free. And
Hey, there you go.
And I'll put a screaming sharp edge on it. I'll do a short with your knife. I'll do a screaming sharp edge on it on a live stream, and I give it back to you. You get a nice sharp knife for free, and I get something
You get
to
some
do.
content, and you get to sharpen. See,
Yep, that's the plan.
most of my sharpening, like, you know, business that I get, because that is, you know, a little side business of mine, and I take that money and put it directly into stones and sharpening, so I'm not taking out of the actual, you know, living fund. But most of that is is culinary knives.
Which
And,
makes sense, because that's what most people have.
Exactly.
Most normal human beings have a pocket knife.
Exactly.
And some kitchen knives. You know what I mean? They probably have 6 times as many kitchen knives as they have pocket knives, because most people only buy one.
That's it. Until they lose it or break it.
Yeah, especially if you're buying one, you know, like this, a good quality pocket knife. Most people don't have $300 knives.
Exactly.
Most people don't. That's like that's crazy town type stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Most people
are like, what? You got what?
Most people have one, you know, they have one pocket knife that's in their pocket every day until they break it or lose it, and it is you know, it's something they picked up at the gas station or at the Walmart counter that they seen and thought was cool, and it's a $20, you know, a $10 to $20 knife. And yes, now they might have some really high-end kitchen cutlery, but pocket knives just don't happen. So the vast majority of my, you know,
that's another thing. There's a lot of people that wouldn't know good kitchen cutlery if it fit them.
Oh yeah, the average person not even close.
I hate to call out a company, but you know, I'm not going to call out. I'm not going to. Oh my God! How the hell did you know? How did you know the company that I was going to call out? Dude, that's creepy as hell.
Because they're a, well, I don't want to say that word on camera. It might offend somebody, but they're a bullshit company.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know that company pretty good, and I know a lot of people who have Cutco knives, because
I do too.
I mean, and it is, at best, it's like 440C.
It's actually not. It's 420.
Oh God!
Their steel composition is 420. I believe 420A. That's like, it's known. You can go look it up.
I thought for sure at best it would be 440C. I can't believe that I even overshot it that far.
No, it's I believe it's 420A. Hang on, I'll look it up. But yeah, it's 420A or 420B.
Holy crap.
Cutco steel composition. It used to be, they used to keep it a secret, but now it's not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 440A. My bad.
440A.
Yeah, 440A.
God, I'm going to be honest with you. It's not that much better. It's still pretty terrible.
No, it's there. If you look at like 420B, 440A, they're practically the same thing.
Yeah, 440C I think is the best of the three, and it's still outclassed by 10CR.
Oh, drastically. Now, you want to know something that's funny to me? If you look up,
I can't believe you chose that name. Holy shit!
If you look up Cutco steak, like their silverware knives, like their butter knives and stuff, and this is always like intrigued the hell out of me. So they use 440A as their cutlery steel.
That's their premium steel.
That's their premium steel, and they use 4116 in their like tableware steel, and that's a superior. 4116.
Yeah, why wouldn't they have reversed that?
No, like
4116 is better.
Shit out of me. 4116 is definitely a better steel. And
why would they do that?
We've punched Cutco, and they're at about 54 Rockwell, 54, 55 Rockwell.
Oh, shit, I knew it, man. I've never been able. I don't have any. I just know a bunch of people who do, because
You know how expensive it is?
Let's just say that they're obviously getting a discount on them. You know what I mean? A friends and family discount.
Mm-hmm.
But still, even
Well,
then,
dude.
they're still paying hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, they're crazy expensive. Now, but see, where Cutco had a brilliant marketing scheme. A brilliant, back 20 years ago, 18 years. Cutco basically, do you know how their sales method worked?
I don't.
Okay, here's what Cutco did, and this is how they got so damn big. They're nowhere near as big today as they was, say, 12 to 15 years ago. Basically, what they did is they hired every little 20-year-old bouncy blonde,
I
hot
assume that
chick.
they had some kind of multi-level
Yes,
marketing system.
that's what it is. They were at MLM. They were literally an MLM. So they hired every 20-year-old hot little chick that goes around with her chest popped out, and she's going door to door, cold call type stuff and door to door sales in her neighborhood.
Oh boy.
And basically now everybody she recruits, she gets like 30% of their commission. So she gets her 10, 15, she goes out, she makes her pretty decent money because every, 50-year-old dude, she walks in their house and shows them clean slicing shoe leather and how great these knives are. Plus she, her chest is all popped out and he's ready to write that check. And she's selling, an $800 box set, and she's making like $200 on that box set. So now she's going and telling all her friends, and before long, she's got 50 or 60 people that she's brought onto the company, and she's getting a good chunk of their commission. Their commission. And hell, she's don't even have to work anymore, and she's drawing a check every month, making 10, 15 grand.
Yeah.
That's how Cutco got so big.
The internet comes around, and poof,
exactly.
They can do that all themselves.
That's it. As soon as it went mainstream. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They probably get more eyeballs on it with a single email blast than they ever could with an army of people going door to door.
1,000,000%. So yeah, as soon as the internet become prominent, that's it. All that went away. All that, all those girls that was making really exceptionally good money, that all disappeared on them. And, now they're just...
as soon as the internet got good and the shipping environment caught up and was able to keep up. You know what I mean? Because when it was just the post office,
yeah,
it would have been tough.
I mean, think about it, dude.
Post office and UPS and freaking FedEx and Amazon and freaking all these other places delivering.
Absolutely. And now
I got people that I order stuff online and they deliver it to my house at freaking 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, dude, I'll get Amazon shipments at late at night all the time. Like I ordered that morning, I get it 10 o'clock at night and, dropping a package off. It's the same day. I bought Band-Aids. I bought a big box of Band-Aids today from Amazon, and it was at my door in an hour. A $4.99 box of Band-Aids, and because I needed them because I cut myself pretty bad. So $4.99 box of Band-Aids, and they charged me I think $1.99 for hour shipping, and it was here in less than an hour. Literally, and I think it might have been like an hour and 10 minutes. That's impressive, dude. And it didn't come from no freaking wall. It's not like it was they went and got it from Walmart and it was like a DoorDasher. No. This was Amazon. Like, how do they move that quick? Look at my last chat. I can hear you go. Oh, that was Dimitri.
Oh, that was me talking to you about your audio.
Get a drafting flashlight, and boom. What do you mean, Aiden? A drafting flashlight? I'm not sure what that is. That's funny. Cutco got cutlery corn. That's funny. Cutlery Corner's a freaking joke, dude. But they make fat money. They're a joke, but they make a lot of money.
God, I remember. I mean, the late night frickin' watching
Yeah,
people come up
exactly.
with the sets of
Yeah, like
knives
300
where they
pocket
would be
knives for.
selling 300 pocket knives for $500.
Yep.
Only 50 cents a piece. Got to get
Yep.
them now. Like, oh man,
But
just
dude,
the
it's a
ridiculousness
joke.
that there was.
But do you know how many people made solid livings buying that stuff, buying that
Buying
garbage,
that and
and then going to flea
selling at flea
markets?
markets? Exactly. That's exactly
Like,
what they did with those sets.
I know people who literally went and made successful, high revenue businesses specifically doing that. And I don't mean they're making, barely making a living. No. 20 years ago, making, 150 grand a year, sitting at a flea market 3 days a week, doing that. Like, there's a lot of people made really good livings like that. So while it's a joke, people buy that crap, man.
Selling knives like this that my son gave me to sharpen. Freaking
Boomers
M-Tech.
keep Cutlery
God,
Corner. Yeah, that's true.
he loves it. He loves these things. Oh God.
But
I gave him a
I'm
what
sorry.
I
Go
gave
ahead,
him
man.
this year. I gave him a nice one this year
What'd you give him?
because it was like he's an M-Tech guy. He likes M-Tech, 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 and then I gave him I don't know, it was Sativian last year. He took real good care of it. He brought it here. I sharpened it for him, and it was like, okay, we'll get you something a little better this year. I got him a base model Shaman
Oh, nice.
this year. Yeah.
I think, if I'm
Nice
not mistaken,
S30V. It's a good beater. He's not gonna frickin' break it in half. The thing's a frickin' thing's a tank.
Yeah, for sure. But don't M-Tech, I think I've seen this, maybe I'm wrong. Don't M-Tech have like a premium knife line now? To where they're working with powder steel and
I don't know.
everything?
That I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure I've seen some like higher end, like titanium frame lock, S35VN, M-Tech branded knives.
This is going to be the comparison here. Wouldn't that be funny? God, there's like no comparison of these two things.
No. Yeah.
I was going to do it as a joke. I was going to come on here today and be like, yeah, I'm going to do this big video where I, do a head to head between this quarter micron CBN and Lacey's quarter micron CBN. Dude, it's like comparing apple. It's not apples and oranges. It's apples and frickin' nuclear weapons, baby.
Like, see, dude,
apples and nuclear weapons. They're not even the same thing.
I bought that crappy brand right there. What's it called? The
Enzo.
That. I bought their poly diamond when it first come out. And yeah, like I bought I think 4 micron, I think it was. So I bought a bottle of that. And compared to Lacey's 3 micron, it's not even in the same universe.
No, they're not. You can't even compare them. The only thing I've ever bought from Amazon in the way of stropping compound that was actually any good, and I have to put a disclaimer on this, is this Jow diamond stropping compound I bought.
Yeah, is that one that was like $8 that you told me about?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Here's
bought
what
it
you
too
have to
when you
do
told
in order
me.
to make this good, because it's not good the way they sell it to you. I took 2 bottles of this, 2 bottles, and I let them sit for a week till they completely settled out. I dipped off almost all of the
fluid
that it was suspended in, and then I mixed them together to where I took 2 bottles and I made about this much super high concentrated diamond compound. So I basically concentrated it 4 times.
Yeah, yeah.
And now
When you told me
it's
about it, I
actually
did the same
super good.
thing.
It's actually
Yeah, it's
super
definitely
good
not
right
bad.
now. Yeah, it's actually really good.
Like, I only bought 1 bottle of it, but yeah, I did exactly when you told
But
me
you
about
gotta
it. I did
you
the same
gotta you gotta
thing.
concentrate
Works
it.
good.
You gotta concentrate it. That's it.
I left maybe, I'd say, I took a syringe and pulled off all but maybe, I don't know, maybe 15 milliliters of the fluid. And I've just used it as that, yeah, and it's quite concentrated. And it
That's
for
good.
$8, it's good. Yeah, no complaints. I think I don't have any more of it actually. I'm pretty sure I used it all. Let's see. Let's get this bad boy. That 7.5 micron.
That's a good edge.
It's awesome stuff. I love that 7.5 micron from Lace. It works so good for if you got like this. This D2 is not very good at all, and that it's a really gummy burr. But a couple passes, it takes that burr right off, leaves you a nice sticky edge.
I think that's the only one that I have of hers that's regular medium concentration. Everything else I got high con stuff.
Yeah, this one here is the 7.5 I have is like normal concentration.
Yep, that's what mine is too. It's she calls it medium concentration, so that's
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
have.
that's what she wrote on my bottle too.
Everything else is high concentration. So the 0.001, the 0.5, the 15, the 6, all high concentration. I'm not sure what the CBN concentration is, but I don't know if you noticed this. Is the
It's high enough
CBN?
that some of it settles.
But it settles a lot less than the diamond does.
Oh yeah, way slower.
It stays in suspension way longer.
One thing I've noticed too, and that's why I know that CBN has a shit ton of CBN in it, because let it settle, and then I let it settle for like a week, and there's quite a bit on the bottom. Then I've sprayed some and looked at it under a microscope, and there's still a shit ton of CBN in suspension.
Yeah,
so
you can see
in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, in 2 or 3 weeks, not even like there's still a lot in suspension. So there must be a metric crap ton of CBN in that bottle.
I believe that.
There has to be a lot.
I'm going to be honest with you. From what I've seen of the stuff that she makes, is that she doesn't bother making it unless it's gonna cut.
100%.
Just she doesn't bother making it unless it cuts better than anything that you've ever used.
Exactly. I think she genuinely I think she doesn't want people to have to sit there and make 50 passes. I think she wants it to make it where it's aggressive enough that 3 or 4 passes is going to do what you need it to do. And that makes sense to me. Like, because I used to, like, when I used Gunny Juice, something that takes me literally 3 passes to do now would take me like 30 passes on Gunny Juice, if not more.
Yeah, look at, boy, this cuts really good. I really like the 15. I'm going to be honest with you. It may actually be
aggressive.
It may be my favorite.
Yeah, I think it is mine too.
Because it cuts really good. It refines the edge.
Yep.
But it's 15 micron, baby. That is, God, that's probably 1,500 grit, 1,700 grit.
That's a large particle. Like, now,
it is.
It cuts different than like a 700 grit stone, but it's still super aggressive. Like if you go back in my videos, 100%, this right here, this is my little 15 micron strop block. This block gets way more use than any other strop I own. And this is that 15 because if I got a stubborn burr, it'll take it off in 1 or 2 passes. If I just want to refine the edge slightly and get that stickiness, it does that, and it doesn't polish. And for me, that's what's important. I don't want the polish.
Yeah, man, I used the 15 on this one, and I really am liking that edge.
It's so good. She has 25,
I have not sharpened this yet. I'm going to be honest with you. I have a ton of knives that I haven't sharpened yet because that is the curse of buying. It's the blessing and the curse of buying high alloy tool steel knives.
100%
is that they really cut really great, but I mean, I got so many. I could probably never sharpen a knife for the rest of my life.
I agree. That 100% right now. If I never sharpened again, I would never have a dull knife in my life. 100%.
For sure.
100%. In fact,
this knife here, I could probably cut everything that I cut in a year with this knife without it, because I'm at the beginning of my channel here of sharpening. I would use it until it wasn't splitting hairs anymore, and then I'd go to the stones. I've gotten past that point. We're done with that.
In fact, I could use just this right here. If I just had this right here for the rest, I would never in my entire life be with a dull knife. I could probably go 1.5 lifetimes and not have a dull knife.
I could probably cut everything that I cut for 6 months or a year. Rec 76. This is what did I test this one at? Shit, I wrote it down. 69.2. 69.2. I could probably cut for a year with this thing before it went dull.
For sure. Your shaman's that hard?
69.2.
Oh, really?
Smoking, baby. Smoking.
My uncoated, my satin Rec 76 PM2 was 68.4.
It's smoking hard.
Yeah, that's way up there.
She's smoking, baby. I mean, what was the other 76? The other 76 was 68 high. It was 68.8, I think. That was a PM2 uncoated.
Yeah, mine was 68.4 on the uncoated one. Yeah.
This one here, I just took a tiny bit of the coating off underneath so that I could get to bare metal.
Sure. And on that PM2, I used it for probably a month solid. Didn't touch it at all. 2 passes on 3 micron, and it was back to literally popping hair. Not shaving, popping hair.
Wonder how many spider coats I have in this case here that I've never even used.
Oh, you wouldn't even want to know. And mine is probably approaching. It's a lot.
So I've not used the native 15V native. I've not used the magnet cut. That magnet cut I haven't used. I have one that's my beater. I haven't used this one, the M4 Para 3. I haven't used the 15V Para 3 lightweight. I have 2 of this. Rec 76 PM2. And this one is new. I haven't used it. The only reason I sharpened this one is because I was messing with it like this, and I dropped it, chipped the blade, and I ended up having to throw a new edge on it. But yeah, I got probably, this isn't even all of them, so probably 10 Spydercos that have never cut anything. That's the blessing and the curse of the high-end freaking tool steels, is that the edges last, they're screaming sharp, and they last a long ass time.
Yep, and that really is. That is, I mean, it is it's the awesome part and the curse of these type of steels. Like, especially for people like us that enjoy sharpening. If you don't like sharpening, and okay, they're super fantastic, but
That's one of the reasons why I kind
nowadays,
of like. I think it's one of the reasons why I like K110, because it's a tool steel. It's got
it
a
holds
great
the edge long
aggressive
enough.
bite. It cuts for a good long time, but not too long. You use it pretty hard for 2, 3, 4 weeks. He needs a new edge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I can't wait to cut test some Z12 Ultra. Like, I'm really, really looking forward to.
I've heard good things about that Zap
Yeah, me
steel.
too. Like, I mean, you're talking like 10V type performance, but better. Like,
I saw
that
him.
could be
Here's
the
the thing.
ultimate steel.
I saw him list some Rex formulations on his site with the Zap's name. Now, I don't know if he's planning on having somebody spray him some, or
Are you talking about where like they were putting out like they were like Z15 and they had a couple different ones that like
let me find.
Z15 was one, Z121. Are you talking about that spreadsheet? If so, that was fake. Some asshole made that and to get everybody excited, but they're not doing
This
that.
is listed on Zap's website.
Okay. I'm talking about, it was the thing somebody sent around. What I'm
So
talking about, because
we got
supposedly no more.
Zaps.com right here, data sheet Z121 PM.
Really?
Now,
What about
does that,
Z15? Because the Z15 is the one I'm talking about. That one that was circulated around. That one was fake.
let's check.
Oh, Z20, and that's on Zap's site.
Dude,
Sweet.
this is on Zap's site, man.
Oh, that's cool.
Z15 PM.
Nice.
Now, is he attempting to have somebody make him some? Hopefully.
I mean, if he's putting out posts like that about it,
I mean, I've heard conflicting reports about the 15V limitations. Okay, now they say that it requires a super hot
yeah, that's what it
ionization
is.
temperature. It needs
Yeah,
to go up to super high temp in order to dissolve everything, get those
Correct.
carbides in solution so that you can spray it. Because if not, then
Exactly.
you end up with, if it's too low of a temperature, you end up with super large carbides that just fracture.
That's
you don't
it.
have the super small carbides. It needs to be in solution, in solid solution, in order to be sprayed. Now,
yeah, that's what I've heard too.
I heard that no one has the furnaces that go up to those temps.
Yeah,
and I've also heard that that's nonsense. That
I mean,
all of their furnaces can go up to those temps. They just don't regularly take them there.
From what I've heard,
that actually makes sense to me.
I heard this from somebody who definitely knows their shit. Basically, what I heard is that the problem is in the nozzle, is the nozzle temperature. Not that the furnaces can't get up to the temperature, but the spray heads have to get crazy hot to be able to keep that temperature to keep the steel at the temperature it needs to be as it's reaching the nozzle. And this is by, like, somebody who they definitely know it. They know their shit. And that it wasn't, so it's not the furnaces, it's the actual nozzle. But come on, man. If that steel is needed in industry and that they didn't make that for no reason, it has a purpose. Some company is going to invest in the fucking nozzle to be able to create that steel if it will sell. It wouldn't make sense that they wouldn't.
That's the thing, because tungsten carbide, I don't know if anybody knows anything about tungsten carbide, but
I don't know much about it.
China's shutting off the spigot, man. They got like a lot of it, a lot of it, and they're being stingy with it.
Uh-huh.
So there's going to be a gap in the market with freaking crucible being gone and their high alloy steels being, some of them not there's no equivalent. Okay.
So are we going to be trying to make steels that
somebody's going to fill it, man.
Yes, exactly. That's what I mean. If this product, whatever it is needed in industry, there is a company out there that will put the money up to fill that need. That's just the way it is. It's how life.
Yeah, they're not going to do it for us.
Will exist, huh?
Yeah, they're not going to do it for us in knife steel.
No, not.
But they're going to do it for stamping companies.
Exactly.
They're going to do it for companies that need that steel in order to cut precise shapes out of sheet metal. Or
exactly.
They're using it for dyes, for ammunition, or pop
exactly,
cans, or freaking. There's so many applications that require.
Yeah, that's why I said if industry needs it, somebody will make it.
Yes, and I believe that there will be a gap that will eventually be filled. Now, is there other steels that can fill that gap? Is 10V enough?
Exactly.
Is K294 enough? Maybe.
And the thing is, it's probably
but I don't
not,
think we know
because
yet. I don't think we know yet. Exactly.
If
I don't
it
think
was
we've gotten to the point where it's all gone and people start spreading out and trying some of the other stuff. The
exactly.
PM60, the A11, the K294. There's so many formulations out there.
And building up specific heat treat protocols to take those steels up to what they need to try to replace the steels that they can't easily get now. So, but the fact of the matter is, if it can't be replaced and it's needed in industry, we will get it. Somebody's going to make it, and then it'll funnel its way down to the knife industry. It's guaranteed. And something else too, man. Like, there's so many other fucking, excuse my language, there's so many other steel compositions out there that isn't used in the knife world at all, that we have no clue about. Like S140V. S140V is a thing.
God, I heard
you've never seen it in the knife world.
It broke my heart today hearing somebody say that, S110V, it's not really made for knives, and it's not really great for knives, and it's like, oh God.
I mean, if that's the case, then
it's good for knives, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I love S110V. I prefer S90V, but S110V is fantastic.
For industrial cutters, man. It's for industrial knives to cut stuff, man.
Exactly.
It was made to cut. It was made to cut.
It was made to cut.
It's ready. It was made. It was born to freaking cut things, including
100%
in a pocket knife, man.
Like,
it was born to do that.
People don't understand.
You don't have 10% vanadium in it and not made to cut something, baby. I'm telling you, that's it.
Not yet. I mean, if it's got 10% vanadium in it,
it's made to cut.
That's the purpose.
It's exactly. That is why it is there.
If it didn't have that, if it wasn't made to cut, it wouldn't have 10% vanadium in it. Plain and simple.
Wouldn't.
So
If
you
it was
have
made for something else, it would have some other element in there that
exactly.
it would be Molly instead, or
Yep.
freaking, it already
Because
has a crap pile. I mean,
vanadium,
that's literally all that it is like steel, vanadium, chromium, freaking bake it, baby, because it's
Mhm.
got all the things in it that, to make it stainless and cut for a long, long time.
sure. Think about it. The purpose where vanadium has its main purpose in a steel composition is for cutting needs. Now, it might not be cutting cardboard, but it's for cutting. That's where vanadium carbides excel at.
Yeah, it's
If
made, it could be
it's
made for,
made
it
for
could
it,
be for cutting plastic. It could be for cutting
exactly.
cardboard for packaging, cutting,
And doing so for a very long time.
clamshell packs, plastic
Yep,
clamshells for packaging. It could be cutting anything, but it's
yep,
made to cut something. It's there to
exactly.
cut something.
If it was made for forming dye, for forming, it wouldn't have that super high, amount of vanadium in it.
No, because
That's not advantageous for that.
that is correct. It would be too prone to fracture.
Exactly. So, even if it's made for a a lathe tool, an end mill, or whatever, like it's not. Well, I know that's mostly tungsten stuff, but I'm just saying it there's other elements that would provide a more efficient product and a longer lasting product than vanadium if it's not for cutting.
I mean,
Vanadium steels are cutting steels.
that's what Rex 121 is for. It's for industrial cutters, man, making
For
end
sure.
mills, because it was
Sure.
the reason that the formulation is the way it is because it has
Yes,
a ton of
that's where
vanadium in it
PM60
to
come
stay
from.
hot, and then it has a ton of tungsten in it to
Uh-huh.
allow it to attain a higher hardness and
Hardness.
have
Yep.
what's called a red hardness.
Yeah,
It
so
means
it
that
don't
it will
soften.
stay hard as it gets hot.
Yep. So PM60, that's another one. PM60 literally come from tool bits. That's
God, I
that's
want a
the
knife in that so bad. God.
it is good. I really want Spyderco to work with it. The
I mean, there's
Kunlu I
only
have in it.
that one knife, the Kunlu. Yeah.
Yeah, that Kunlu I have in it, it's good. I mean, and it does cut for a long time. And it
You
sharpens
just need
pretty nicely.
to
But we need
combine that PM60 with Spyderco's heat treating because
that
they are,
exactly.
mwah,
We need
man, they dial that stuff in, man. They got some really smart people working in
You
there.
damn right they do. And they don't just take and look at a heat treat and say, okay, we're going to do this heat treat protocol and throw it in there. They test. And that's
That's
why their heat
exactly what
treats
they
are
do.
so much better. Look at how long, I'll tell you this. I was on the forums, I was asking Sal, I don't know, 6 years ago, probably 7 years ago. Come on, man. When are y'all going to do Rex 121? I'm not the only one. There was a couple. About 5 years, 6 years. Yeah, it's probably about 6 years ago. Guess what? That's when it first, like, Sal kind of let it slip that they were working with 121 and, they were testing it. What do you think they
Oh,
were
you
doing when they
know
were
that
testing it? They were building a heat treat protocol. They were testing different heat treats.
Rex 121 was in his pocket for a year before we ever
It was.
saw a freaking crumb of it.
Oh, way before that, dude. It was when he first let out. It's still on the forums. You can go back and find it. When he first let out that there were some sages made in Rex 121 was about 5 or 6 years ago now, and that's when he first said
Jesus.
we're testing it. And then people still kept asking about it, and he wouldn't say anything. And then you know finally, yes, the Rex 121 Sage hit the market, but they were in testing. They were testing Rex 121 out in the Sage platform because that's their test platform. The Sage 5 is their testing platform.
Which makes
That's when
sense.
they're
They test the Sage platforms where they test all their
exactly.
the locks. They try locks out on it. They try
Exactly.
different steels out on it.
Yep. The
Makes sense.
Stage platform is their testing platform. So when he was like, we got a Rex, we've got a couple Rex 121 test knives. They're, it's a Sage because that's their test knives. But that was at least, I'd say, 4 years before we heard anything about a production model. And then sure enough, but I guarantee you during those, 4 to 5 years, they probably went through 10, 15 different heat treat protocols till they dialed one in to get what they wanted. And that's what makes
Not
them so freaking good.
not only did they put it out not as a sprint. They put it out
Yeah,
as
it's a freaking
regular
production
production
knife.
so that everyone could get it.
Mm-hmm. It's impressive, man. Like
It
no other
was
company on earth can do that right
wasn't
now.
like all their stuff in Rex 76 or Rex 45 where they put out 1,200 or
Yeah, sprint
1,500
too.
knives where some dealer or distributor fronted up the money for them to get them out there. They did it. They made thousands and thousands and thousands of them so that every single person who wanted one could get one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
They're a little
And too many warts.
they're a little cost prohibitive now, but
Well, they
you know,
wasn't when they first. I mean,
yeah, you
255 for
have
the lightweight. Come on,
yeah.
man.
There was the
That's
golden
impressive.
age about a year or so ago.
Yeah.
That was the golden age for Rex 121. Now, I mean, they have some
Yeah.
ones coming out. The Chaparral is probably the one that I like the most.
Yeah. Same here. Same here.
That's a
But
nice
God, man,
slicey slicer, man. Because that's what that steel's for. It's for slicing stuff. It's
I
not for
just want them to make a Rex 121 Mannix. I don't care if it's a sprint or whatever. I don't care. They just need to make a Mannix.
I don't think they're gonna. I think
I'm
that
worried
after
about
the
it too,
smock
man.
comes, I think that they're not gonna do it. I think that that's the end.
I'm worried about it
I,
too. But on the other hand, Eric said they have plenty of Rex 121. So maybe we'll
well,
see.
people keep our fingers crossed.
I mean, yeah, that's all we
I
can do
don't.
is
Yeah,
keep our fingers crossed.
I have 3 knives in Rex 121. Do I need a fourth one? No.
No, but I definitely want that chaparral.
Yeah, I think I may skip all 3 of the Taiwan Rex 121s and just hold out for the coated PM2.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, I'm definitely going to pick up a Warncliffe. I'm going to try to get 2 Warncliffe of the coated PM2s because I have 2,
Yeah,
that way me and my son have one of each. But,
it's a slick knife, man.
yeah, it is. And plus, that's going to be their first use of the new coating technology they're using.
That's what I
It's
heard
not going to
too,
be
because
DLC.
I heard some people say, "Oh no, they've been doing other knives in it." And I'm like,
No,
"No,
they
I don't
haven't.
think so, man. I don't think so
No,
either." Because I think that if they would have put out a knife that had that new coating on it, that they would be screaming it from the rooftops.
well, yes, because I mean, okay. If you go back about 2.5 years ago, they started talking about this new coating technology they have that's going to be an in-house coating. They hadn't named it yet. It's an unnamed coating right now. It's still unnamed. It is not
I think it
DLC.
is.
It is not a DLC process
No, I
or
want
a
to say
PVD
that it's.
process.
I want to say it is
Yeah, their
titanium
ABL is really
nitride,
good.
maybe.
It could be, but I'm going to, like a nitride coating. I'm going to say no because that the reason that I was thinking maybe that was because of it being very very low. Like a friction coefficient is very low with nitride or nitride.
They
But
did. They did a
they
release.
said the reason I don't think it's that is because if you go into forums, they said the coating is harder than DLC. And I know from shock
Man,
shafts,
harder than 82? I mean,
yeah,
that's like
82 to
bananas, man.
91, which is pretty much
Where?
where 82 to 91 would be where DLC runs. Of course, that's the wrong scale, but you know what I mean. But they said that it's harder than DLC,
Oh, I think that this might be it. I
and
think that this is
titanium
it.
nitride is
It's
definitely
not.
not harder than DLC.
This is exactly what it is. I know that this is exactly what it is. It's zirconium PVD. I know it.
Now,
I know it. I
now
know it.
that
I know
makes
it.
sense. Now that makes sense. That makes
That's
sense because
exactly what it is.
it probably
I
is a
knew
PVD
that
procedure.
I saved a link to some information that came out for it was some foreign blade something or other. It was like in the Netherlands or something like that. They released some information. This was maybe 2 years ago. And I think I would bet money that it's zirconium PVD.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'll tell you something else. Now, something that would narrow that down, if you go back to when it was being talked, like when Eric and Sal were actually like speaking about it. There's some videos on it where they briefly mentioned it, and plus you can go back in the forums and find it. It's incredibly thin. It's going to be the most durable coating they've ever done, and it's incredibly thin, like 1 or 2 microns thick. So like 1/3 as thick as DLC is. I think they said the DLC. I don't remember exactly, but it's like say 4 or 5 microns thick. The DLC, and this new coating is going to be like 1 micron thick. So if that zirconium PVD, if it's a super thin deposition, then that probably is what it is, because that would have a very very low cutting coefficient.
God, I'm trying to find that freaking. I had it.
And it makes sense that it's a PVD
Amsterdam.
type
It was
coating
the
because
Amsterdam meat.
it's easy for them to do
Amsterdam
that
meat
in large
report.
scale in house, or would be easy for them to do, I should say. Because if they do their DLC in house, I'm pretty sure. So that means they already have the PVD equipment, because if they do DLC in house, they already have the equipment to do the PVD stuff.
Yeah, it was the Amsterdam Meat Report 2025, where they said about the zirconium-based PVD, and the cool thing that they said about it is it's
Wait, when
super
you say
hard.
they, are you saying Spyderco talking about it?
I don't know if it was them specifically
Oh, okay.
or God, I'm trying to find it again. Amsterdam. Let's just Google Amsterdam Meat Report 2025. Amsterdam Meat Report.
I agree, Aiden. Dude, if they would do a micarta Rex 121 Manix 2, I would be freaking ecstatic. I don't think I could want a knife more than that, to be honest. Like, that would be my production. I don't really have grill knives, but that would be a grill knife for me.
God, I wish I could find the original. All I can find is references to the information. Eric and Morton presented
And
various unnamed prototypes and native chiefs featuring a distinctive zirconium-based PVD coating as an advanced material finish.
I mean, that sounds impressive, dude. A zirconium-based coating, that would be mega hard and mega slick.
And the other cool thing is they said that they can do it in all kinds of colors. If you look at all those colors there too.
That makes sense.
You
And
can
yes,
copper,
you're
you can do
100%
black, you
right,
can
bro.
do do basically clear or gray. You can do, like a bronze. And it said that the information came from Eric himself, which he
Then
was the driving force, from what I hear, with the new coating.
there you go. Then that makes sense. That's what it is. Then it makes sense. And if they were talking about it, then that's what it is.
It's
That's
all
cool.
over the Spider Collector, his Instagram, his YouTube channel, and he has had a bunch of ins because he had a 15D freaking lightweight Mannix freaking a year before the rest of us.
Oh yeah, Spider Collector or Spyderco Collector. He's got. I mean, dude's literally got a tattoo of Spyderco on him. Like he's definitely in big time with he knows the Glesters well. But yeah, Aiden, I agree, man. When the well dries up, that's when innovation happens. And yeah, that's what it is. Tungsten carbide nozzles. That's what I heard myself to create 15B. But that's pretty cool. I mean, I've definitely never seen anything in a zirconia PVD before, but
Yes,
that's
here it is.
badass, dude.
Spyderco Amsterdam Meet 2025. Eric and R&D engineer Morton showed several samples of native chief and various other parts with zirconium-based PVD coatings. These are early examples of what Spyderco is working on with these coatings. It's not 100% final until you see the announcement. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's super cool, man. I'm actually glad now to know that.
I can't imagine that they would scrap it. You know what I mean?
No, because it makes sense. That's why it makes sense what it is, because
it would cover all of the rumblings about it being super hard, being more durable, and then one of the other things that I heard about it is that it is the coefficient of friction is so much lower. Like you got
exactly
DLC, it gets fingerprints and it gets scuffed up, and you gotta hit it with a magic eraser all the time to freaking
and it's just not very slick by nature.
That it's not like that. That it is more silky and less prone to fingerprints, scratches, scuffs. Because that's the thing about DLC. You'll look at it, you'll use it, and you'll look at it and you say, "Shit, it's scratched it all up," and you'll go hit it with a magic eraser.
It looks brand new again. Exactly.
It's like that first time. It's like, oh crap, I ruined my knife, and then you go wipe it off, and it's fine.
All it is like it's just the material getting like basically scraped into it because it acts almost as an abrasive.
It's whatever you're putting against it. It's whatever you have leaving part of it on the coating.
That's exactly what it is. You can literally take another knife blade, scrape it against it, and it will abrade steel.
Yep, you are leaving parts of that other knife on that coating.
Yeah, right. It literally, in that case, would act as an abrasive. And that's why it's got such a high cutting coefficient. But it would make sense for something like a zirconium, PVD would be a much slicker finish. That makes sense. So that
does make sense.
It makes. I guarantee you're right.
DLC is a PVD coating
process. Correct.
It's still put on in the same fashion.
Absolutely.
Physical vapor disposition.
Yep.
So it's just a different material being deposited in a similar way.
Yeah, that's why I said they would already have the equipment. So I know it's going to be a PVD applied process because they already do in-house DLC. So that they have the PVD equipment.
Yeah, they do all the coating of their their liners and their hardware and all that stuff. That's all PVD coated.
Yep. So they already got the equipment. So it wouldn't make sense for them to invest in a completely new technology when they already have the equipment to do PVD.
Correct.
Makes sense. I'm glad you talked. I had no clue about that because I really have been wondering for literally the past 3-ish years now, what could it be?
Supposedly, PM2 is going to be the first one released. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's going to be a run on them. That's for sure. I'm not really into Warncliffs, and I'm not interested in buying one to sell. So I'll buy one drop point.
Yeah, the regular. Yeah, for me, like, see, the thing is with the satin ones I got, I would like to have one of each just because that's the collector part of me, and I do like Warncliffe blade shapes, but I do like the way they fit my use case in a lot of cases. But if I could only have one, I got the one that I wanted. But now that I got it, I would like a Warncliffe to match it, and so would my son. So
Correct.
I'll try to
If
grab two of them.
I would like to have a coated one, just because, like, I would do more things with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you would. Yeah,
Like,
you
I
would be
don't
more
know.
comfortable cutting with it. I get it.
I don't know if you. I showed it last week. My Rex 121. That's my beater. This is the one that I cut
Yeah, the one that you
freaking everything with.
over sharpened to start
It's
with.
got
Yeah.
it's got some patina for sure, and it's actually got some serious patina now. I got a little. That looked like a little spot to you. God, I may
You know,
have left some tape. Wet tape on it overnight.
I got probably my most, like, as far as like my Spyderco stuff, probably my most like patinaed knife it's got micro pitting, it's patina, the whole 9 yards, would be my Maximet Mannix lightweight, just because it's been used a ton, and like it's got everything. It's got patina, it's got micro pitting, like it looks like a teenage boy that works in front of like at a fast food restaurant as the fry boy. It looks like his face with all the micro pitting, you know?
Oh yeah, I got some micro pitting on mine for sure.
Yeah. This one's like tore up with it. It's kind of funny actually. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
mirror stone washes. They look nice. They really do.
look at that pitting.
Yeah. I'll tell you
Oh boy.
that is a trait of Maximet, is micro pitting. More so than any other steel I've ever seen. It would be Maximet.
I actually saw a
Yeah, that's how my Mannix looks.
15V Shaman that had real bad pitting. What happened to
Really?
it? Yeah, it was for sale on eBay.
Interesting.
And what the person did that caused that?
Yeah, how did he do
I have no
that?
idea. That's
Because I'll
exactly.
tell you.
Did he take it out of the box and have it sitting in a case like this, or did he have it in something that wasn't environmentally controlled in any way and it was like super humid?
And yeah, it had high moisture content. I'll tell you this.
That's the thing. The 15V
15V
that I'm
is
not
corrosion.
using, I
have
coat
no
with
issue
my
with corrosion.
beeswax.
Even if I leave it I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, good. I'll either coat it with my beeswax stuff or keep it in the box with the desiccant sealed up. One of those two things.
I don't even do that.
You can't just leave it laying out. Like, you just can't.
Like in here, it with AC and everything, it's removing most. It's very low moisture in here. Like, my 15B user is just sitting in a like a sliding case, and I have zero corrosion issues with that knife. Like, not even the slightest patina formed from it just setting. I have quite a few new ones that are just in the package. Now they're in the package with the desiccant, but I definitely haven't had any issues with corrosion from
I haven't
15B.
either. I've had no patina of any kind on
Exactly.
any 15B yet.
Yes, no patina, not even the slightest patina.
What's my most used one is this one. You can see I probably sharpened this one 15 times. just trying different edges, different polishes,
Yeah.
different, all kinds of different. This is what I did all my sharpening on the cheaper cut system with,
Uh-huh.
and I've done tons of cutting, tons of sharpening, and it is still absolutely perfect. There's nothing.
Yeah,
Not
that's been my
not a
experience
speck
with it
of
too.
anything. Not a speck of anything.
Not a speck of anything. That is literally, I'd like to know what he did to cause that, because
Yep.
it's
I
been
think
one
that
of the,
he was still selling it for $450, which is why I didn't
was
buy
it a
it.
G10 version?
It was. It was a manic
Yeah,
shaman.
oh, a
It was shaman.
shaman. Okay. Yeah. That's one thing, man. They're gonna, they see them high prices on eBay, and they're gonna get their money for them. Even if they got issues, even if they got cosmetic issues. I mean, come on, dude. People are selling like seconds of the G10 Man X or the PM2 and Shaman for 400 plus. Like, that's ridiculous, but it is what it is. And yeah, I agree, Aiden. That's why when I finish Maximet, I like it at 220 to 320. I know like people don't like those super coarse edges on it. They say it causes problems but I disagree. If you take your time and put a really good quality 320 grit edge on it's got plenty of bite. It doesn't get glassy, and it performs its ass off.
Jesus. I'm seeing some selling now for $590. Holy smokes.
Hell yeah, dude! If you see a new unboxed G10 Manix, it'll be 500, $600. Yeah.
Jesus. I'm trying to find
Yep.
one because I should be able to find it in Seoul.
Yeah.
So I can send
Even
you
if
the
he took
listing
it
and send you
down, even if he ended the listing, it'll be in completed listings. But
quite a few 10Bs in there that sold too. Wowzers.
yeah, that's another thing, dude.
That's like a $450 knife now. It looks like.
Spyderco needs to make a Manix for RAC and 10B. We need a 10B Manix. They made a damn, stupid ass pair of threes in 10D. Make us a Manix in 10D. If you can't tell, yeah, I'm not a pair of three fan. That is one knife I don't like. It's just odd.
Three. I mean, it's not a bad knife. I mean, it's
it's not a bad knife. I just don't like
it. A little stumpy. Yeah,
that's it.
A little stumpy. It's short.
It's odd. It's an odd knife. The geometry's odd. The feel in hand is odd. It's just an odd knife. It's not a bad knife, but it's an odd knife.
It's outclassed by its bigger brother.
Big time.
You know what I mean? It's
no comparison.
It's taller.
Yep.
Than the PM2.
Mm-hmm.
It's shorter, fatter, stumpier. It's got the same blade thickness, but I mean.
But the grind's different. The distal taper is different, and that's where the geometry gets kind of whack. Now, I will say this:
got less room.
I don't mind the the salt. Yeah, exactly. I don't mind the salt, like the pair 3 salt, like the yellow one and Magna Cut. Now that one I don't mind because of my use case for it. But as a general carry, I just don't like that knife. Never
have. I like that one because you can throw it in like your swim trunks or
exactly
your light shorts that you're going out on the boat in or whatever.
Exactly. That's where it shines. It's like if you're out, I mean, it gets hot as shit here. You're out on the boat. You're out, fishing at the beach or whatever. Slap it in your pocket. If it gets wet, it doesn't matter. It's super light and it serves its purpose for that very well. But that is the only pair of three that I can say that I actually enjoy using for a specific use.
Yes, I have a Sage or a Sage 5 salt that I use for that exact use case.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
boat, but I use it for the same reasons
Sure.
for barbecues.
Yeah, there you go.
If I'm cooking on the grill, if I'm helping my sister cook over there, or we're doing some stuff in the yard for a cookout, a campfire, stuff like that. That's the knife that's in my pocket.
Yeah, it's beautiful for
Because
that. Yeah,
I'm
like
not
the
going to
Sage
feel
5's
bad
great.
using it to split a feather stick up and then boom, stick it into the stump outside and leave it sit there, for 5 hours while we're watching a movie on the side of my house, and then
100%.
go grab it covered in dew, frickin' at 1 o'clock in the morning, and just walk into the house and chuck it on the end stand because it's going to be
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, it's like a totally. You don't have to worry about maintenance with that knife whatsoever. You can do whatever, abuse it.
Yep.
Like the Sage 5 salt, great knife. The Manic salt, great knife. Like I love them. I have I have all of them. Even in the pair of three, that is the only pair of three that I can say that I would even carry. But yeah, I agree, Aiden. If like the pair of three lightweight, if it had a different and thinner grind, I would be more apt to carry like the a non-salt version, because the salt, it really is, and it makes for, hang on one second, let me grab it. It makes for it's so light. Like this knife is incredibly light, and you have you know solid in hand. Yeah, this is a damn good tool right here. I will give them credit on that. This is a good tool.
Man, I really like that 15 micron. Oh God, it's so good.
I don't know if you heard me, or do you know she makes 20 and 25 too?
Wow, really?
Yeah, I have a
That's like
bottle.
600. That's like 650 grit. Wowzers!
I have a bottle of the 25. It's gnarly.
God, I bet
It's
you
gnarly.
if you put that on a strop and you freaking have any light around it, thing, so probably sparkles like the sun.
Big time. Big time. Those are some freaking. Those are some chunks of diamond, buddy.
God, I can't believe it
And
took
let me
me
tell
this
you,
long.
it don't that when you make a stropping pass on that 25, you can absolutely feel it and hear it cutting big time. Like it's it's blatantly noticeable how aggressive it is. And I had some I used it not too long ago. It was a guy that I sharpened for here. He's a competition barbecue dude.
Okay.
Basically, and I've sharpened other knives like this. It's something that happens frequently, but this was a really nice knife. It was a like a $300-$400 German knife. And basically, what he did is he left the knife on. He uses a green egg, a big green egg, and
Okay.
he's got this like custom built table that goes around it, and he left that knife edge first right up by the grill, by the lid of the grill, because of how his table thing is. So, and he left it there for a while, and basically, he had that grill was at like 550, 600 degrees. So that knife edge was setting, almost touching that grill at 550, 600 degrees, and he said it was probably sitting there for a couple hours, so it cooked the temper. And it was already a soft German stainless steel anyways. And when it got cooked like that, basically I put like 4 edges on it, and I physically could not get the burr off. It would not come off. It would turn to just like a foil burr, and even if you tried to cut it off, like by say increasing the angle, a degree, and then running it over a ceramic to let the ceramic kind of grab the burr, and then use the actual apex to shear it off, even that wouldn't work. And I have never had a knife that deburring method wouldn't remove the burr. Even though it's not ideal, it always works 100% of the time. On this one, it wouldn't.
It's like he tempered the heat treat right at the edge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he broke the temper, and on that already super soft stuff anyways, and basically it would just create a nasty foil burr. And I sharpened it, couldn't get the burr off, so I cut the edge off, sharpened it again, still couldn't get it off. I did it 4 times, and clearly this knife was it was messed up pretty bad. On the 4th edge, I still couldn't get the burr off, and I'm like, man. And I'm thinking, and I'm like, you know what? Because I didn't even have a strop loaded with it. I had never used that 25, and I'm like, you know what? I have that bottle of 25. Let me try something. So I took a piece of that, a basswood block, coated it in like a heavy dose of that 25, and literally within like 6 passes, I had a totally clean apex. Totally clean apex within like 6 passes. And I was like, this shit's impressive. That's impressive.
All right, so I need to wrap it up now for the evening. We made it really long tonight.
Yeah, it's funny you said that. My daughter literally just walked over to me and she's like, Dad, can you call it? As it was coming out your mouth. Yeah, like literally as it was coming out your mouth. That's funny, man.
All right, guys. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with me. I appreciate you coming, Mr. DCS.
That was fun, man. This was a really fun one.
Yep, I had a really great time too. So time just flew. So
yeah, for
we'll do
sure.
this again in 2 weeks on DCS's channel.
Yeah, bro. Aiden and everybody else that hung out with us, thank you guys. I appreciate it. It's always fun talking with y'all. And Ray, brother, have a good night, man.
Yep. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks everybody who came, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a